Moonlight by Christophe Goze, taking us all somewhere else. He is definitely a musician whose name is respected as widely as the geographical influences from which he hones his craft, as he has many of them. With over 1 million copies of albums and compilations sold, Christophe has become one of the leading future world and ambient musicians with a real passion for film and pictures too, scoring the music for many projects in Europe and in the USA. He's currently launching his new single with renowned singer Cathy Battistessa, and that's influenced by Peter Gabriel's Don't Give Up. It's called Hero. And this week I spoke with Christophe from near Barcelona in Catalonia, Spain. Now, Christophe, you're an artist we've played a number of times across the Sunland shows. You're an established world fusion and ambient jazz artist. What is it about music and your particular style that really runs deep in you?
Well, I come from a musician family. Music has always been around as far as I can remember. When I was 15 years old, I knew this is what I would do in my life. It's almost like I did not have the choice. I had to do this, you see. At home we would listen to classical and jazz, but also the Beatles and the Pink Floyd. Later, as a teenager, I was very much into Peter Gabriel, earliest stuff. When no one actually wanted to listen to his music yet, but I love the sound of this guy already, and the Police as well. So I guess if you mix it all together, you get my sound.
What artists would you say influenced you?
Peter Gabriel, the Police, and Pat Metheny are the three artists that really influenced me. With Peter Gabriel, I learned sound and textures, how things interacts with each other to create a picture. It's the picture that matters, and that's very strong in Peter Gabriel music. And I met the guy, and I have to say I was very much impressed by the man and his attitude, very, very humble and really hard worker. The Police and Sting taught me how to write powerful choruses and how to structure a song, straight to the point, with simple melodies, and the chorus are very catchy. And Pat Metheny taught me how to make a guitar sound like a voice and how to solo, telling a story and not just adding one note after the other. You hear a lot of guitarists making solos, but Pat Metheny tells you a story.
What climate, let's just say, are you trying to create with your style?
Well, I guess you could say I'm here to help people relax. Many people have told me that my sound helps them get in touch with their soul. I like that because to me, music is very much a spiritual vehicle. So, something that helps you connect with your emotions. So I guess a spiritual, relaxing and peaceful climate is what I'm looking for.
You produced 9 albums. We artists all have our favourite releases of our own. What was yours?
The first album, Show Me the Way, is where I found the direction. The latest one, Reminiscence, is where I nail the sound I really wanted to do. So both are very important. Looking back at what I've done is only like flattering my ego in a way, and I'm not interested in that. And what I'm interested in is what comes next. So my next album is the one I want to be proud of. It has to tell another story, a story I haven't told yet. And as you know, that's the challenge. It's not easy to do it again and again.
And you've appeared on over 400 compilations. Do you think compilations still work in this digital era?
Well, no. Playlists have replaced the compilations. But compilations as we used to know them don't work anymore, in my opinion, and actually can create problems for an independent musician. Having your track uploaded from different sources can create confusion. The fan can listen to the same track from different uploads, and in the end your track stats don't raise as they should, and the income get lost. So I don't do any more compilations for that reason. Today a track needs to be uploaded once and once only. Spotify, in my opinion, is the biggest compilation you could dream of. You have your own radio, and Spotify is sort of the DJ telling you where to go, you know.
We're speaking with Christophe Goze this week on the Sun Lounge. And Christophe, you have a new single that we've just heard and is currently being released. It's recorded with renowned singer, more widely known from the chill-out fraternity, Cathy Battistessa, and it's called Hero. Tell me a little bit about this track and the meaning behind it, especially as this track, as we've heard, noticeably develops.
Hero actually was written 25 years ago. So one day I decided to give it a try. I was looking for a singer and Cathy came in my mind, and I knew her voice would fit perfect for what I had in mind. The song talks about the ideal love we've all dreamed about in our life. You know, the one you see in your dreams and the one that fades away when you wake up. So it's a love song with a girl singing about her love dream, the hero. And in the end, the energy grows and the dream answers back to her. So it's like you dream about the dream and the dream dreams about you.
You've described this track as the most ambitious track you've ever produced. Why is that?
Because on the production level, it really was a lot of work. And it took me a lot of time. As a producer, this song is really a challenge. It took me a lot of time to get the right sound. This song was a real marathon. It took a year to record, and it took a lot of patience. I think in the end I have 3 versions and 18 mixes until I got to the final one. So yeah, it is a challenge, and it's an ambitious track for me.
You do travel widely. What's your favourite place in the world to visit, and why is that?
Well, I lived in Japan, France, I lived in the UK, in Scandinavia, I lived in Italy for a while, and now I found my paradise in Spain, Catalonia, near Barcelona. But the thing is, all the places I've been to, sooner or later I would want to leave. And one day I stopped and asked myself, why? And I think every place is a great place as long as you are in harmony with who you are. I think the most interesting travel we can all do is the one we can do inside ourselves, the one where we learn who we are and what we want and where. It's a little bit like the Paulo Coelho book, The Alchemist. You go around the world to discover that who you are, and that really you come back to where you started,
Where in the world is your favourite, most attentive crowd? We all have them.
Well, I don't play live enough. I don't have this experience with crowd, if that's what you mean in terms of... But if we talk about fans and how people responded to my music, I'd have to say that Italy was it's always been a place where I found very attentive and curious people. This is actually where the first radio started to pick up my music, and where I had the most fans for a while. Today, funny enough, when I look at the stats, Australia is always like in the 5 first. And I found it very interesting because I've never been to Australia. Well, I had a label in Australia and we did a few very good compilations together, so I guess that really helped. So maybe I should go to Australia one day and play live and meet that crowd,
Christophe Goze speaking with me earlier this week on the Sun Lounge. Search online for Christophe Goze to hear all of this man's amazing compositions. Influenced by Peter Gabriel, Don't Give Up. As he said, his new Hero song talks about that ideal love we've all had once, or maybe we'll still dream about. Our hero calling out to us and awakening our dreams. That interview was also backed by 2 more of Christophe's compositions, Chill the Blues and Monana. Coming up, a little bit of Rolling Stones meeting Sunny Bossa Nova.
The Sun Lounge with Adam Dunning.